This news update is brought to you by
Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness will be connect to flow. Smile and cheer because that is we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them this is how we flow.
This is the Barbados Today evening news update for Thursday, October 1st. Thank you for joining us. I am Marie-Claire Williams. 46 former NCC workers who are no longer pursuing claims of unfair dismissal have been told they need to do so formally. They were among 97 who first filed against the NCC, but they later accepted severance packages. Chairman of the Employment Rights Tribunal, Hal Gollop QC, told the workers today they need to write a formal letter to the tribunal via their attorney, or they would still be part of the claim. The former General Secretary of the National Union of Public Workers, Dennis Clark, was the only person to give evidence in today's proceedings. The hearings continues tomorrow. One man has been remanded to Dodds Prison as police continue investigations into pictures on social media showing a young woman posing with a firearm. 26-year-old Patrice Jamar Jermaine Merritt of Parishland Christchurch was arrested and charged yesterday for unlawful possession. He appeared before the acting chief magistrate at the District C Magistrate Court, where he was remanded to prison. Merritt is due back in court on October 29. The people of Bosco Bell St. Peter are seeking relief from water woes experienced for the last few months, and they are pleading for better service from the Barbados Water Authority. Barbados Labour Party candidate for St. Peter, Colin Jordan, is complaining that the water situation has worsened over time, to the point where some residents no longer bother to complain or express frustration.
What we call the Greater Bosco Bell area, which would include where we are in Gaze, Bosco Bell, the Tree Hill, Collins, the Baltic. In these areas, we've been experiencing water shortages for many months. And it's gone to the point where the residents are so frustrated that many of them can stop complaining. They've been asked to store water. They'll store water and expecting that the water service will resume maybe in a day or maybe two. And sometimes they're going for 3, 4, 5 days, sometimes a whole week without water. The trucks, the water tankers have been told sometimes to come into the area and just pass through. Something they need to be arranged because there are lots of persons who are not at home when the water tankers come through and are not able to access water at the time. In other situations, sometimes the trucks, they've told me, come as far as Gaze and never get into Bosco Bell. And so persons have been having to go with the cars to Star Pipes and Castle and far away just to get water.
Economist Dr. Justin Robinson is raising a number of questions over trading on the Barbados Stock Exchange following the acquisition of over $52 million worth of shares of Banks Holdings Limited by a St. Lucian registered company. BHL is the parent company of Banks Breweries, Pine Hill Dairy, Barbados Bottling Company Limited, and Banks Distribution Limited. SLU Beverages Limited now owns 40% of BHL's shares, making it the largest single shareholder of the Barbados-based drinks manufacturing company. But in a statement to Barbados Today, Robinson questioned the rate at which the shares were sold. He said on the day of the purchase, BHL's share price per unit was $2.49. But according to him, the stock price of $2.49 on the surface compared to a book value of $4.81 suggests that investors on the BSE viewed the future growth potential of BHL as negative. It's the first day of the long-awaited sea egg season, and so far some 400 divers have been granted licenses to harvest the local delicacy. The season will last 1 month, and there are strict regulations in place, including restrictions against breaking the urchins on the fishing ground and a hefty fine for those found without a license. The season will end on October 31st.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados
In news from the region, Hurricane Joaquin is now a Category 4 storm over the Bahamas. Joaquin is now moving southwestward at about 6 miles per hour. It is expected to continue on this southwestward or westward path throughout tonight. A hurricane warning has been issued for central and northwestern Bahamas, while a hurricane watch is in effect for Bimini and Andros Island. A tropical storm watch has been issued for the rest of the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands. In international news now, Russia's foreign minister is defending the country's airstrikes against Syria. Sergei Lavrov says they targeted the same terrorist groups as the US-led coalition, and he rejected suggestions that Russia's action was to bolster Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Russia carried out a second day of airstrikes in Syria today. We get more in this report from the BBC.
This is the Russian airbase in Syria, Latakia. It's from here that Russian fighter jets have been setting off on their bombing missions. Moscow calls it their war on international terrorism. The airstrikes carried out by Russian planes have hit Islamic State arms depots. The Air Force spokesman explains, fuel stores, weapons and command and communication posts. We're preparing now for our next missions. But against whom? Russia insists it's been targeting ISIS. But the areas which have been attacked appear to be held not by Islamic State, but by other groups that oppose President Assad. Today, Russia's foreign minister insisted that Russia was fighting terrorists in Syria.
Which specific groups in Syria do you believe to be terrorists?
If it looks like a terrorist, if it acts like a terrorist, if it walks like a terrorist, if it fights like a terrorist, it's a terrorist, right? The representatives of the coalition command have always been saying that their targets are ISIL, al-Nusra and other terrorist groups. This is basically our position as well.
And finally, at least 13 people were killed and 20 injured in a shooting at a community college in the U.S. state of Oregon. Media reports indicate the gunman is in his early 20s and he was neutralized after the shooting broke out at about 10:30 this morning.
Shooting started in the science building. We're not sure if all the shootings took place in that building or if some of them went to other places on the campus. But we're told 15 dead and a few injured. What we're hearing injury-wise is just a handful, probably 20 people involved in all. Police, fire, ambulance units descending on the college. They're out there right now. We're trying to get more official information, but obviously a very serious situation for us here.
But the gunman detained and any information emerging about who he is?
We have not heard yet. I would suspect that's going to be quite a while right now. Officials have their hands full. They are still getting folks out of there on ambulance. We're hearing that some of the injuries may be serious, hearing life flight being called in some cases. The campus itself, getting in and out of there, a little tricky. It's located right along the river and just about a half mile off of Interstate 5, the main freeway that runs from Canada to Mexico. But there's really only one way on and off campus.
That's the news. For more news and sports, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. We're also on Channel 101 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I am Mary Claire Williams. Good evening.